has taken the black vote for granted.
Definitely. 100%.
They want our vote, but it's nothing being done to make a difference as far as the conditions and the changes that we really need. It goes to a deaf ear. It's like nobody's listening to what needs to be done.
I feel like they come in and do a photo op and try to highlight it instead of really fixing the issue. Because later on down the line, you get in office, you turn your back on us.
Of course, everything has
always been for years.
I would say somewhat.
I might also say that when they need what, that's when they come to us.
Right.
And after that, hey, you don't see them.
Of course they do. They only use it for their game when they're trying to win an election.
I'm going to be honest with you. I genuinely feel that way. I find that when black people, when it's time to vote, they kind of like go to the black community like, we have your vote, we have your back, right? And black people are like, yeah. And then it's like as soon as, the vote's done and you have it, it's like you drop us like a hot sack of potatoes and you just like walk away from us. It's like you don't do anything for our communities. You don't do anything for like us in general.
Most of the time, they don't do what they're supposed to do for black people. So it's like no matter what, they're gonna vote for us anyway because that's how we're conditioned to vote for Democrats.
What's going on, everyone? Talks with Kenny here today. I'll be not reacting, but I will give my commentary about why I believe that the Democratic Party shouldn't have the black vote. Okay, so one of the patterns I tend to notice with the Democratic voters is that they have a tendency to worry about racism, victimhood, oppression. They're very wokey, whatever. Black liberals especially, right? Y'all claim that the Democratic Party is the lesser of two evils. And it is my view that they're not, because every policy you can look, 1960 especially, that's where the Democrats perceivably did all their, this is where the civil rights laws passed, even though majority Republicans were the reason why those laws passed in the first place. Because the Democratic president at the time, I think, is Larry B. Johnson. I might be wrong. I don't remember clearly. All I remember is the Democratic president was going against his own party to get the civil rights bill passed. And the only way the civil rights bill would get passed was if he got most of the congressional Republicans to vote, and all of them did. And that's the only reason why the Civil Rights Act of 1964 passed, is because of congressional Republicans. If you're mad about what I'm saying, you think I'm lying, there's Google. You can find this out for yourself. But they won't teach you this in public school. But then people who disagree with me will, in my comment section, will say I'm uneducated. No, I know something. Then maybe I'm miseducated. You can make that claim, but I don't think I'm uneducated. I'm self-taught. Like, I taught myself everything. Like, I read these books. I had to learn it on my own. That's another reason why I'm not much of a Democrat either, because I just don't go along with narratives, right? Because people feel comfortable, I guess, calling me names, disagreeing with me, even though they know nothing about politics, is because they see popular celebrities, popular rappers hanging with Democrats. Like the lady said in the intro, they only come for a photo op. I got hot sauce in my purse.
And that you always carry with you.
Hot sauce.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you getting information right now?
Hot sauce.
Hot sauce in my bag, swag?
Hot sauce.
Really?
Yes.
Now listen, I just want you to know, people are going to see this and say, okay, she's pandering to black people again.
Okay. Is it working?
Yeah.
Trying to relate to you guys. And that's what y'all eat up. Y'all love that. No action. Y'all just love the words. That's what the black community is. I think it shows. That's how y'all get treated. Y'all get treated, these people only care about words. All you have to do is kiss their butt and they'll vote for you. You don't have to do nothing for them. Like those people in the intro articulated. But y'all mad at me because I say, hey, black people should vote Republican. Black people in red states have a lower standard of living. There's a lower cost of living in most red states. There's a lower cost of living, so that means your wages on average will be lower than those in blue states. But blue states have a higher cost of living because they're more expensive to live in. So therefore, in those blue states, you artificially have a higher salary on average. But people literally want to come in my comment section and literally use that as a talking point and think they proved me wrong why the Republican Party is bad for black people. I'm like, or you don't look past surface level stuff. And I think I believe that's most black people that vote Democrat. They don't look past surface level. Racism is their top voting issue, yet they vote for a man that was against busing, right? Racial jungle, right? Joe Biden wrote the 1984 crime bill, right? Y'all let it slide because, he got a black VP. How's that working out for y'all? Now y'all dealing with high crime, high inflation, a recession. We're in a recession. No more, I don't see no recession. I don't see no recession. You don't hear them denying recession anymore. We're in a recession now. Whether you like it or not, we're in a recession. That's because of your guy. He inherited, all he had to do was not mess it up. And Joe Biden, what did he do? Mess it up. Right? Obama warned y'all, don't underestimate Joe Biden's ability to mess stuff up. Your black president, your first black president said that about his VP, Joe Biden. And that's the same guy y'all elected into office. Now we see videos, black people complaining about the Democratic Party. The Democratic Party is taking us for granted. But it's because you guys, like Malcolm X said, are political chumps.
That party can't keep the promise that it made to you during election time, and you're dumb enough to walk around continuing to identify yourself with that party. You're not only a chump, but you're a traitor to your race.
You might hate me, you may be mad at me, but I think this is the conversation that black people need to have amongst themselves. Stop rewarding these people with your vote. Reward the other side. When they see you guys are willing to go to the other side, they'll change their tune. They'll change their approach. They'll market to you better. They'll actually do something instead of say something, right? They want to point to an issue. Oh, look at the high rates of crime. We'll do something about it. And then they don't do nothing because they already got your vote. All they have to do is make a promise to you, don't keep it, and then they come around, make you a new promise, say, we tried. We made Juneteenth a holiday. Having Juneteenth as a holiday, did that do anything for you, black people? Oh, wait. No. It's nothing tangible. It's just emotional. It's just emotional appeasement they did. That's the easy thing to do. They go for the most lowest priority thing, do that, and then say, oh, look what we did for you. And y'all eat it up. Oh, my God. This is why we vote Democrat. And then I get people also that either two kind of black people, either the pro-democratic black people or the people that be like, politics don't matter, your vote don't matter. End of the day, if you don't show up, you lose by default. That's bite me. If you don't show up, you lose by default. So I'd rather fight. Hey, my vote's going to the Republican Party because what I believe in aligns perfectly with the platform they're running on, and I believe my policy positions that I believe in correlates with what they are trying to do with the government. Limit it. Be very specific. I don't need the government to provide my standard of living. The government needs to stay as far away from the private sector as much as possible. The only thing they should do is lower regulations, make it easier for people to be more entrepreneurial, create more businesses, facilitate an economic environment where we can bring ourselves out of poverty instead of the government top down trying to bring you out of poverty artificially. Welfare is a perfect example of that. Oh, we're trying to keep everyone's standard of living the same. They do it where they happen and incentivize, because welfare was supposed to be temporary. They always do that. They give you a little taste, get you hooked on it. They say, oh, you want more? Okay, vote for us. This is how you've been conditioned to vote Democrat. And then whenever they feel threatened and they know the Republican Party will they'll threaten you, say, oh, look, the Republican Party is going to take away your welfare. Is that free will? Is that choice? Do you have choice or options there? No, you don't. You don't have no leverage. Because if they can feed you, they can starve you. They say, hey, if you don't vote for us, the Republicans are going to take away welfare. Because you became dependent on welfare. Because welfare was supposed to be something temporary, not permanent, not something you live your whole life on. But that's personal decisions. You made the personal decision. Hey, I want to be dependent on the government. I vote Democrat. And then the Democratic Party is surprised that black men are leaving the party at alarming rates, according to them.
But Terrence, I want to ask you just for the math part, because I don't know that it's fair to lay this at the feet of black men and say, yeah, you guys cost us the election, because black men overwhelmingly vote Democratic. And so as a pollster, I'm curious your take on this conversation around black male voters in Georgia.
Yeah, thank you for that, Tiffany. You know, the truth is that the Democratic support gap between men and women is not unique to black voters. There's a gender gap amongst all voters where men are more likely to vote conservative. Now, when you look at the math here, Stacey Abrams lost in 2018 by 55,000 votes. Had black men voted for Stacey Abrams at the same rate as black women, she would have had 120,000 more votes. So there is math there. The challenge is that since 2018, Republicans have doubled down on their efforts, coordinated and expensive investments targeting black men, targeting men of color. And in 2020, we saw Donald Trump double his margins amongst black men in Georgia, a difference of 370,000 votes. The gap between black men and black women was the difference of 370,000 votes in Georgia. And so we do have to close that gap. And while that is not unique to black men, and we see that gap amongst all men of color, the difference with black men is that they were Democratic voters. These were Obama voters. And some would argue that they were only Obama voters. They were never, in fact, Democratic voters. And that is where Democrats have work to do to prove that since 2020, they have made progress on the issues that matter most to black men, and that they have a plan for black men moving forward.
I will say, you know, a lot of black men sometimes feel like they're ignored or they're put down, particularly sometimes even by black women in the media. So this is not that. But I do hear Roland's point that felt ignored. But you feel ignored, and then you go over to the other side. The oppressed feel oppressed. So then you go and try to align with the oppressor. So I'm not putting black men down, but sometimes it's like, well, some of you Kevin Samuels following Tariq Nasheed quoting people, please look at the truth and see what's happening and get in line with some of the black women. Is majority.
Why black men would vote for you? You're not offering anything. All you're telling us is, oh, we should do this. Lady, you're not my mom. You don't tell me what to do. I'm voting for this party for a reason. Counter offer. Counter argument. Show me why I should vote for you. What you going to do for me? How you going to help me be better than how you going to help me amplify myself? They got no like proposition at all. Nothing tangible to proposition on. All they're saying is you should vote for this party. Like they were back in the day when they were the party of the KKK. To me they still are, but when they were the part of the KKK out here lynching black people if they didn't vote for them. Yes, that's how black people started voting Democrat at a large rate. The KKK used to come in front of them and threaten them to coerce them into voting for Democrats. You don't believe me? Look it up. Look it up. Black Wall Street, who destroyed it? Democrats. But this is what I love. This is what I love how they do. You watch this wordplay. Watch this wordplay. Democratic City destroys Black Wall Street, right? Right? When they teach you in history, they go America, Americans, white Americans. They make it general, right? When it's something Democrat specific, they make it America was racist. America was the party of America was the country of the KKK because it was Democratic specific, right? If it was Republicans, they only point on Republicans. Watergate, Republicans. But when it's them on, it's all our fault. It's all our fault, right? Because this party, like the Democratic Party, don't know how to take responsibility, right? They're a party of no responsibility. Nothing's ever their fault. They fell up. They could do a bad job and still go up. They still get promoted. They still get this. And you believe that, complaining about them but still voting for them is going to change something. No, it won't. The only way this stuff changes is if you start voting for the other guy, the Republicans. All I ask is black people who actually all Americans, not even just black people, all Americans, all I say is if you're a strong Democratic, whatever, and you're starting to see the mess in the Democratic Party, just glance at the Republican platform. That's all I ask. Educate yourself. Have an informed decision. Hey, this is the trade-offs with the Republican Party. This is the trade-offs with the Democratic Party. Right now, in my view, in 2022, there should be no reason anyone should vote Democrat. But obviously, people feel strongly about what they believe. That's fine. But all I want is an informed decision when you vote. I don't want The Rock said to vote for this guy, so I'm going to vote for him. I don't want no voters like that, please. Know why you're voting for your party. That's all I ask. That's all I want for America. Let me guys know what you think of this video. Give me your thoughts about any of my comments. You agree, disagree? Let me know in the comment section. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.